Hi, I'm Joe with ModMyMods, and today is part 2 of our lake effect build video. What we're going to show you is a few modifications that we're going to do to the case, a little bit of the tear down of what's inside and where things are going to go during this build process. So we're going to want to show you a few things with this case before we start to tear it down, just so you can see what comes stock with it. One nice thing that it comes with is a PSU filter, accessible right from the side, easy to pull out, wash it, dry it, slam it right back in there. Another cool feature that it has is power and reset on both sides of the case. Not very many cases have that function. Also, it has two USB 2.0, two 3.0, and your microphone and head jack right here on the side. Now going inside the case, you can also see inside here that you have your hot swap bays just easily slide in and out. Obviously for this build, we're gonna end up removing all that to fit the actual radiator inside, or otherwise it wouldn't work. Cool another feature too is taking off the top. Everything's pretty much thumb screws. It's 2 screws. All you do is just pull it forward a little bit, comes right off. The only thing that you have to do is grab your cables all the way out, and then you can take this right off. We're just gonna hang it off to the side for a second, no big deal. And then the front, same thing. It's just a little clip here, and then you just pull it forward real hard. Comes right off. Nice thing about this too, like you see how easy it was to pull off, also has a filter here in the front, so you can also wash this filter and dry it and put it right back in. Just another quick feature just wanted to show you on the back panel here is that not a lot of cases do come with this. It actually does come with a thin layer of sound dampening on the back of this case, so it will deaden the sound slightly with this sound dampening. So we ran into a problem putting the fans in the radiator in the front, because what we want to do is we want to actually put the fans in the inside. So you don't actually see those fans when the radiator's in there, and it makes it available so you can put 80mm radiator, or you could do a push-pull in it. So that's why we're going to this extra step. And what we found out is that they're not holes, they're threaded. So if you use an 1/8" drill bit, and I mean I'm just using the screws that come with the radiator, and you just clean out those threads, screw fits all the way through, just the way that we need it to do this mod. All right, we're back after a few days. We actually got the 60mm 360 rad installed into the front. We found out that the 1/8" drill bit didn't quite work. We actually had to go a little bit bigger because the holes didn't line up all the way when we put the fans together in the front. The other thing that we did find out is that the 60mm radiator did not fit in the case with the fans on the top. Fans were actually the main issue. They do not close, like the lid that comes with it does not close with the fans on the top, and I can show you that with this radiator here. The holes for the mounting surpass this plastic inlay, which is for the I/O ports on the side here. So if you don't care about your I/O ports, you could probably modify this and get the fans to actually fit on the top. So in this case, we're not going to do that. We're going to use a 30mm thickness radiator because we found out the 45mm also doesn't fit with the fans in the inside, and that 45 thick rad goes over the motherboard standoff screws. So this gives it enough clearance for the motherboard to actually install into the case. So we know that that works. Now we're going to go on to trying to actually put a drain port in this thing, and we're going to do it a little bit different than what you've probably seen in the past. Right, so just centering in the hole here. Obviously in the front I can see it, looks pretty center, but I'm going to make sure on this side it's center. So even though I marked the hole, I'm going to take the pencil out. It's always good to kind of just look, see what it is, reset, put it back in there, just to double check. Try and look straight with it. All right, so we took the radiator out, because we clearly don't want that in there to get damaged. With our marked hole, we are going to just drill a little pilot hole here. So since we just drilled the pilot hole, we're going to want to make a perfect circle for the diameter of the extension fitting that we're going to use. We're just going to screw this directly into the bottom of that radiator and just put a cap on it. Once again, a little unconventional without using the drain. The way that we want to set up the ports on the top of the radiator, or well, both radiators, this is what we're going to want to use. And just as you see here how I'm going to be drilling the hole, it won't be too hard for you to do that with your system with a bucket under here and just cracking the stop fitting right into the bucket. So real easy. So we got that hole. On this side, it's going to be a little frayed up, and you can just take this step bit, stick it in the hole, give it a little twist, cleans that right up, so you don't have to use a file or anything. Okay, we just got the hole drilled for the drain port. We covered that up with a phobia grommet, the cut line, so no jagged edges, even though that we did the step bit cleanup still. That cleans up for putting the fitting in and not scratching that out. What I had before was a 30 millimeter. I dry fitted that, found out that the 30 millimeter extender was actually too long. So this first time trying the 20, this should go right through the grommet into the hole. Perfectly flush against the radiator. And then I'm going to use this Barrow stop fitting, flathead on there. Should be able to, set the case right down. There's about, I don't know, a couple millimeters of clearance between the ground and the actual head of that. So this is the end of the segment for our lake effect build. On our next segment, we're going to install the reservoir, get the window done, get this thing torn down for paint and our hydro dipping that we'd want to do. So thanks again, stay tuned, see you next time.